Have you ever felt like your love life is just a broken record? Like you're stuck in the same painful loop, watching the same bad scenes play out over and over again. Trust me, you are not alone. So many of us get tangled up in these unhealthy dating patterns, and we're left wondering, why is finding real, lasting love so hard? Well, that's what we're digging into today. We're going to break down the key ideas from the book You're Overthinking It to help us finally break those cycles for good.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle the movie love myth, this idea of romance that we've all been sold. Then, we'll get into the psychology of why we keep choosing the wrong people. After that, we pivot to what I think is the most important part, becoming the right person ourselves. From there, we'll get a clear picture of what healthy love actually feels like, and we'll wrap it all up with the incredible power we have to choose our own happy ending. Okay, let's kick it off with Section 1, the movie love myth. This is a big one. It's all about why that crazy, heart-pounding, anxiety-fueled emotional roller coaster that we're all taught to want, well, it turns out that isn't real love at all.
And man, this quote just nails it, right? We have been programmed by movies, by books, by culture to believe that for love to be real, it has to be dramatic. There have to be huge obstacles, crazy fights, agonizing uncertainty. We think all that drama means the love is more valuable. But what this book argues is that this whole way of thinking just sets us up to fail.
So this really breaks it down into two different paths. You've got the emotional roller coaster over here, and it's addictive, isn't it? The dizzying highs when you get that text message, the gut-wrenching lows when you don't. It's thrilling, for sure, but it is absolutely exhausting. And then you have the calm connection. It's secure. It just feels nice. There's no drama. But our brains, totally hooked on those movie myths, often mistake that calm for being boring, and we mistake all that chaos for passion. And that, right there, is the first big mental script we have to flip.
Okay, so that leads us right into Section 2. If we know that roller coaster's bad for us, why on earth do we keep buying a ticket? This part digs into the psychology behind our attraction to what the author so perfectly calls damage cases.
A huge piece of this puzzle has a name. It's called imago theory. The basic idea is this. We are, without even knowing it, drawn to people who kind of remind us of our parents or primary caregivers. And why would we do that? Because deep down, our subconscious is trying to go back in time and fix old childhood wounds. So if, say, one of your parents was emotionally distant, you might find yourself constantly drawn to emotionally unavailable partners. You're hoping that this time you can finally win their love and heal that original ache. It's this powerful, invisible force that's often driving our choices.
Wow, this is maybe the best metaphor in the whole book. Just think about it. You see these amazing, gorgeous shoes, and you just have to have them. But wearing them, it's pure agony. The absolute best moment of the entire day is when you finally get to take them off. That feeling of relief is just incredible. Well, dating an unavailable person is exactly the same cycle. That euphoric rush you feel when they finally give you a little bit of attention, that's not real happiness. It's just a temporary removal of the pain and anxiety that they created in the first place.
And oh man, this is another huge trap we fall into, right? We fall in love with someone's potential. We see this amazing person buried under a pile of issues, and we think, I can fix them. We tell ourselves, oh, if they would just stop doing that one thing, or once they get a new job, they'll be perfect. But here's the hard truth. We're not actually in a relationship with the person standing in front of us. We're in a relationship with a fantasy project that we've cooked up in our own heads.
So after all that, we get to the real turning point, the part where things start to change. Section 3, becoming the right person. This is where we stop looking out there for someone to save us, and we start looking inward for the real solution.
Listen, if you take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. This is the core idea of the entire book, and it's an absolute game changer. That endless, exhausting search for the one is totally misplaced. The real work, the work that actually brings a healthy, amazing partner into your life, is about becoming a whole, happy, secure person all on your own. Because like attracts like. An emotionally healthy person isn't looking for a project. They're looking for another emotionally healthy person. So how do we actually do that? Well, here's a super practical tool you can use. The next time that negative thought pops in your head, you know the one, I'm going to end up alone or nobody ever stays. The first step is just to notice it. Don't judge it, just see it. Then ask yourself a really simple question. Does this thought serve me? And the answer, of course, is always no. So step 3, you consciously decide to just pluck it out, like a weed. And finally, you replace it with its positive opposite. I am worthy of love, and I will find the right person for me. It sounds so simple, but doing this over and over actually starts to rewire your brain.
I love how the book puts this. A partner can be the cherry on top of your sundae, but they can't be the ice cream. The goal is to build your own delicious life, a life that you love, that's full and satisfying all by itself. If you're looking for a relationship to fill some kind of hole inside of you, you're just setting yourself up for neediness and codependency. A great relationship should be an incredible bonus, not a desperate requirement.
Which leads us perfectly into our next section, what healthy love feels like. So once we've done that inner work and we're feeling whole on our own, what are we even looking for out there? Here's the blueprint.
First things first, forget those superficial checklists about height or job titles. A truly healthy partner is built on 4 non-negotiable pillars. Number 1, they share your core values. You're on the same page about what matters most in life. Number 2, they see you as an equal. You're a team, period. Number 3, they have deep respect for you, for your opinions, your dreams, and especially your boundaries. And finally, they are willing to put in the work. Every relationship has hard times. You need someone who's ready to roll up their sleeves and work through it with you. That is everything.
And this brings us to the ultimate deal breaker, the #1 relationship killer. The famous researcher John Gottman studied thousands of couples, and he found that the single biggest predictor of divorce is contempt. That's that toxic mix of eye-rolling, sarcasm, sneering, and name-calling. It's the polar opposite of respect. It's pure poison, because what it really says is, I'm disgusted by you, I'm better than you. A healthy partnership simply cannot survive where there is contempt.
But at the end of the day, the best barometer you have is your own body. Just check in with yourself. How do you feel in this relationship? A healthy partnership brings out the very best version of you. You feel calm, you feel secure, you can finally just, breathe. A toxic one? It brings out your absolute worst. You're anxious all the time, you feel panicked, you're constantly walking on eggshells. Your gut knows. You have to learn to listen to it.
All right, this brings us to the final and maybe most important section, the power of choice. This is where we pull all these ideas together and turn them into real action by taking complete ownership of our love lives.
It really boils down to something so simple, but it is everything. Love isn't some random thing that just happens to you. It is a series of choices. You choose who you give your precious time to. You choose what behavior you will and will not tolerate. You have all the power. You are the gatekeeper of your own life and your own heart.
So you have a choice to make here. It's a total mindset shift. You can keep seeing yourself as the tragic victim in a sad story, always being hurt and let down by other people, or you can decide right now to be the triumphant heroine of your own story. And you know what the heroine does? She makes conscious choices. She learns from her past, and she takes full responsibility for her own happiness. The script is yours. You get to write it.
And this last question, this is the question that changes everything. Asking, why did he do this to me, keeps you in that victim role. It leaves you powerless. But asking yourself, why did I stay when I knew better? Well, that puts the power right back where it belongs, in your hands. It's not about blaming yourself. It's about empowering yourself. It turns all that past pain into future wisdom. And asking that question, that is the key to finally breaking the cycle and choosing the amazing love you have always deserved.